happiness and peace. Yep, yep. Them all tied back to the um, Gullah Wars and the conflict. Right. We don't know when this is going to be over until it's actually exposed and is over. Right now, they running these false narratives and these sensational news stories in order to get you to continue to push for a new slave master that they call the president. And as long as you pushing for that, they know that you are too asleep in order to be a threat to the mass awakening. When enough of us come online and critical mass is reached, it's time for shocking off for the rest of them. I appreciate it, Holy Living. Where do Coupe? What's going on? Cheryl said it not between two rivers here in New York City. Look, when I thought I was just visiting people, right? I was staying with Sylvia over in Delaware. I didn't know I was spending time with the Delaware Indians, right? Them the ones Trump just said that they would be a federally recognized tribe once he resumed his powers in office as the president. But what people don't know is when the power structure shifts over, ain't gonna be no need for no president because the matriarchs is gonna be um, in charge of filtering the assets to the relief like this the disaster relief that's being withheld right now. Right. Okay. So Raven, what you talking about? So she said Keisha still walk-ins are souls that don't want to experience the artificial reality. Where did she go? From birth and take over the avatar at a later stage of life rather than coming through the birth canal. That's actually most of the walk-ins. They have to pick up a contract of a person that's no longer believe they can fulfill the obligations in a book of life, and they can tag another ancestor in as a walk-in to finish the job, and they the ancestor that's been guiding them the whole time anyway, so they already know where he at in the workbook in order to get the answers that he need in order to pass the test. Okay, you get well, Christina, High Priestess. Protect them golden eyes, by the way. Appreciate you, Iron Bush. Appreciate you. Hey, Emmy Lou. Yep, we the collective. Take all of us to be the collective. Yep. Oh man, I don't know. I ain't heard from Top Cats or Dane, but I'm sure ready for the next installment just to chop it up with my brothers for no other reason. I'm I want all the love in me. I want all the love you can send me. You can put some in the box. You can put it in the bottle. You can send it by trailways. You can send it by airplane. It don't matter how it get here. Just send all that love. I want all the love because I'm tired of the hate. I want all the love. No, he was not in protective custody in Cuba. Tupac had confirmed about 5 hits on his life. Tribes need Tupac's intelligence and his leadership capability on the flip. We had two options. Let them devils get him and kill him, or we can take him off the chessboard and put him in what's called a advisory capacity to the next one that's coming to solve the problem. The next one to come to solve the problem gonna be the last one, and the last one be me, the last fucker breathing. So he's able to feed me information and signs from wherever he had in the world without ever having a conversation with me, just to let me know I ain't dead. I heard a rumor I died, murdered in cold blood, dramatized. Pictures of me in my final stages. You know, mama cried. That shit was fiction. Some coward got the story twisted, like I no longer existed, mysteriously missing. I'm not no haphazard bars, right? And he said, right before your very eyes, you won't even realize you can't see me. John Cena, Vanilla Gorilla. You can't see me, right? So Cheryl Jones is on here and she's putting out a New York City and Virginia call um, for her to assist you in setting up your homeschool system. Cheryl, you want to come on and tell us about some of what you do and how you who you can reach? I'm sending you a request now. Because that's important because they finna have some more school violence that's unnecessary and uncalled for from them psychologically and altering these children, right? See if they let you in, Cheryl. I sent you the request so we could talk about these homeschooling programs. Trailways. Listen, there's no way possible when that shit don't line up. I don't give a damn what his daddy said. You ain't getting cremated and no autopsy in 24 hours. It's not finna happen. First of all, you got protocols because they got to wait a certain amount of time to make sure you dead for real. So, um, Cheryl, on the bottom of your screen, wait a minute. Uh, shit. It's when it's going to send you a notification when I invite you and you accept the notification, then it'll pull you right on the screen. Okay, I just sent it again. It should either pop up or you're going to have something light up on the bottom of your screen to let you know that I'm requesting for you to join. Yeah, I know. I got Rodney Hicks and Flint. He from the same Crenshaw area, Chicago. I'm from, and he his family is in mortuary science. And then I got my boy out of Grand Rapids, Haywood Nelson. His family is in mortuary science, right? So I know you're not finna have an autopsy and cremate a body to spread the ashes 24 hours after it happened. That's just not gonna happen. First of all, the autopsy gotta wait in line for the other dead motherfuckers that came in before this dead motherfucker. And that's going to take hours because the average time for an autopsy is roughly 4 hours. So a coroner working a regular schedule is only getting like 2, 3 autopsies done a day if he's doing a full autopsy. They got something called partial autopsies, where they're not really looking for the cause of death, but they put in the innards of the person into a vacuum sealed bag now. But they used to just tie them into a plastic bag and stuff them back in the cadaver, right? But there's no way you finna be. And then it's three different BMWs, one with the gold rims, one with the silver rims, and the hatchback. Then you got the people from the grounds crew saying they seen Tupac get put in the helicopter, but you got Suge Knight supposed to be riding in the back of the ambulance all the way to the hospital. One of them land. I don't know which one it is, but I know enough to know one of them land, right? Another anomaly in the Tupac case is in his music, he told us exactly what he was going to do. Okay, so it wouldn't let. I saw the invite when I clicked on it. It went to App Store. You must not have YouTube on your device, and they want you to download YouTube in order to get on to the live. Um, oh, that the guy that you're talking about, Corey Ivy, his name is Akil, and he's from a group called the Hieroglyphics that was out right before Tupac came out. They was out like 89, 90 to like 93, and Tupac came out like 90, 91, like that. And so the goal is to keep people talking about the chief. If you are one of his tribe members, you will always keep people remembering the name of the chief. It's the nature of us as a collective. And because we know our nature, that can serve as a catalyst or a tool to read the circumstances surrounding almost anything that takes place on the land. If you one of the chiefs, you can read the land well enough to know, oh yeah, that was a 6'4" um, plaid lumberjack shirt wearing, combat boot walking, dusty ass jeans uh, guy from the middle of Kentucky that done that crime based on the scene, right? But you need to get your experience of code cracking up in order to crack the codes of the crime scene in order to establish justice in the field. Oh yeah, Emmy Lou, I know you been already aware. You can't your tribe, you been woke up for your tribe. Look, look, I don't know if they sent Swift Taylor to infiltrate the Chiefs, but they not even the problem. The pale face is not the problem. It's the motherfuckers that look like us, but they ain't us. But they want us to believe they us while they trying to take our birthright, and we supposed to freely surrender our birthright to them because we too stupid to know our asshole from a hole in the ground. Yeah. So I'm looking for any more questions. It look like I'm about running out of time. I gotta go fix me some vittles. Any more questions, y'all better put them in the chat. If you want to come up before I go, send me a request now. Hope I was able to give y'all some productive and meaningful information throughout the course of this broadcast, right? So There's a lot of stuff going on in real time. It's so much stuff that it's difficult to keep up with if you don't buckle down and focus on what's in front of you, right? By dealing with the task at hand, you open up a way to see different all the way across the land. Um, Dolo Ray J say any throat chakra inspiration. Um, the throat chakra is activated by you speaking up for what you feel, believe, or think is right without regard for what another person might say about you, do to you, or none of that. You stand in the position of right. I mean, I'm right from where I'm standing, and I'm telling the truth. So now you have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with it because I did my due diligence to one, present truthfully the information, and two, be right when I came to the game. Yeah, I'm waiting to see the Three Kings walking. That's going to be a monumental event. Hopefully, I don't know. We might shit. We might get one of them out of Cal Farms, or Larry might have a farm or something, and just so we can video them walking across the land together. And they were telling us that we each other enemy, and we was being infiltrated by an enemy that was convincing us to murder each other, and we fell for it. We got caught up in it. Singing is always a beautiful exercise for the throat chakra because that love song, like singing love songs, get you in the frequency of love and then make the pitch and the tone of your vocals come out clearer, crisper, and more heartfelt. Okay, Curry Ivy, I see you later, sweetie. I'm about to pull up out too. I was trying to make sure that I don't have anybody else asking questions before I dip. Yes, the Cheryl Jones, the sacrifice of telling the truth before other people can perceive what you're talking about is you are presumed to be an insane lunatic who have no freaking clue what you're talking about. Right? That's the side effect of it. Because if you're telling the truth, you're gonna hit people in a way that they're gonna condemn themselves for being a failure and not knowing what you just informed them of. And you didn't even intend for that to happen. Nature just took its course, and their contentment with disastrous government and tyrannical rulership of people hiding in secret places, then if you don't speak up against it, you become complicit in it. Therefore, you can't cry foul, right? When you get caught up with your enemy that you thought was your friend, right? Because Mama say the stealer is bad as the stealer. If you sat there and watched them people torturing them other people, now you know why we got tortured. We got punished by our sins, not for our sins. The sins was the way that a new species of human was created in the laboratory that bypassed the approval of Prime Creator and the Earth Guardians, and it was all being concealed with something called sulfurite or sulfur's rights, which is supposed to be a chemical to mask um, carbon, um, supposed to balance. The sulfur is supposed to conceal what the carbon would instead balance, and it leaves it off and demented. And this is how you generate serial killers without even knowing it. I take all that spiritual protection in me, Lou, all that. I want all of the spiritual protection. Let all of the good, benevolent ancestors to come in to aid and assist in this struggle for this righteous endeavor to assist us as we move wise and clever through the battlefield of this tumultuous war zone created by our sworn enemies that swore to be our enemies, but we never swore to be nobody enemy. We just believed in the right to defend ourselves, because part of the right to self-determination is the ability to be able to protect yourself from hostile situations. If you can't protect yourself from hostile situations and you think that you're free, you deluding yourself in order to fit comfortably into a system that was designed to rip your soul from your chest without asking your permission. The earlier video that I did um, was I wanted the people to go to Instagram and everybody send a copy of that video to Lil Larry so he can go over the duress information with Larry's attorney. And this is going to take the question that the judge was asking, how many deaths is Larry responsible for? The question is how many lives have he saved by changing the material belief patterns of a rogue group of people that was detrimental to his community, and trying to take that threat of duress into a direction of positive outlets, and people still used his name to do dirt when he was trying to change the whole community by moving from gangster disciple to growth and development. So we only just wanted to get the message to Lil Larry so he can know how to proceed with talking to the attorney to help his father best. And can't nobody say they love Larry more than Lil Larry and Winnie. You could say it, but it don't make it true, right? And this, for this nightmare to be over, the truth has to be exposed, right? Now, we needed what's known as a catalyst event, right, for Larry to be put in the position to be released on his own away from the system, right? And the justification that comes in off of the duress defense shows that he had never intended to be part and partial to a criminal enterprise in any form, shape, or function, right? So if you don't present the most pertinent assisting information on behalf of Larry, that you just wasting time, you're not really trying to get him out. And I really don't trust the lawyers, but if little Larry know what need to be done and they still on some shenanigans, then that's when the tribe's gonna start preparing to get involved. But that's not necessary if they tell the truth, and the judge knew what Larry had to endure during the course of his term in Illinois state penal system, right, before he was indicted out of there and shipped off to the federal AdMax and different federal facilities leading up to that. So once you get the information to somebody that knows the defense strategy, by putting the ball back in the court of the judge, it's not how many live deaths is he responsible for, it's how many lives have he changed for the better, right? He's changed far more lives for the better than any murder he could ever possibly be responsible for. For every government allegation of a murder, he's done 10 times the work to help 10 times more people than that to follow the right track, to get the right information in order to develop into the best people throughout his community that thrust him in this position and threatening with his life to never let it go. I know some Gatlins, but I haven't ran into them so long that the last name is like an echo in memory. What it do, Monique Williams? What it do? Jared Hill, Pete 74. Hope all is well. What the best way to find out what tribe we belong to, especially when the elders don't know or parents act like they don't want to teach us. So the first thing you have to do is know where is your prominent point of origin that the most amount of your relatives can point to and say, we came from over there, right? My point of origins traced to Mississippi on both sides of my family. My father is from Canton, Mississippi, and my mother is from Magnolia, Mississippi. And my grandfather used to own the majority of that land in Magnolia, Sunflower, all the way to Tylertown and all those places down there. And that became a sharecropper's dream to pillage my grandfather's farmland for the purpose of economic development. So by tracing back to where the most amount of your ancestors that or relatives that you know can say we from there, that then you look at the tribes that's on record as being from that area, and then you try to find images to see what the people look like, because some of them, like I got a red pitch with nappy um dark brownish red hair, right? And I got a certain facial characteristic that's characteristic to the nations of the Algonquins, but my tribal affiliation comes in through being dual Mississippi bloodlines. On my father's side, they told him it's the giraffe. They stand tall and proud, drinking alcohol, talking loud, looking out over the crowd, right? That's the fatherland. So when that's how you trace yourself. You got motherland, fatherland. Sometimes your mother and father might have met in one city, but both of their origins trace back to the same city. So that's the best starting place to determine what your tribes were. Yeah, a lot of times they didn't tell us to protect us because if we claimed that we was from certain tribes, that was a death penalty by the Black Hand. Hmm. Um, where do Big, a lot of this psyop stuff you see going on is to pacify the public by entertaining them in the political arena so they won't see the war being fought. It's war being going fought all over the world in underground tunnels, but they don't want to expose the public to what's going on until a certain level of the cleanup has been actually and factually verifiably completed. Then they're gonna use one of these false flag events. I don't call them false flags. I call them time orchestrated alarms in order for them to tell you what's taking place, right? Um, yeah, Mary Magdalene is Mary of the Magdala. Mary mean in Europe the rebellious woman, but in Kemet she is the queen mother, the walks the land of Tamiri and oversees the children under her domain as the goddess shepherd of the people, right? And this is why Mary had a little lamb. Yeah, you definitely got to be careful who you trust. Um, Somebody say, "Hi, Chief Natalie Jenkins." Say, if your parents come from the two different places, so you that don't I still don't minimize your birthright and your original status on the land. It's just that you come from two different tribal bloodlines that, when your parents got together, was connected. Appreciate you, Jared Hill. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of the families have toxic people in them that feel my cousin just hit the lotto for $80 million. I'm finna call him because he gonna give me $100,000 of that money. What the fuck I ain't? I might give it to you if you come with a plan that makes sense on what to get, what I'm giving it to you for, but that's my money. That don't have nothing to do with you. Just because I got it don't mean you got it. You can't count my money for me. You can't count my assets for me. That's my job. You can't come in because you think because we family and we got the blood that you just gonna take my shit and do what you want to do with it. That's utterly ridiculous. Now you done totally disrespected me as a human being, let alone disrespected me as a man or a gorilla that's about to dribble your ass like a basketball. Go on, Diane. Diane Span, where you from? I had some homeboys last name Span. Oh, oh yeah, our culture. Ooh, Ariana Robinson, that's my girl. She's so fine. Um, I didn't even know she'd be watching me. I thought I'd just be looking. Hey, Ariana Robinson, Black Girl Magic over there. Yeah, anytime you mix two bloodlines, you gonna have generational curses from two different families. And that's going to a lot of times to be difficult for the one whose job it is to break generational curses. And because you got the disposition and the natural know-how to fix your fatherland, but when it comes to fixing your motherland, you can't even relate to them people, or vice versa. You got everything that it take to recover your motherland, but your fatherland, you can't figure them niggas out. Yeah, go and get into your shit, Black Girl Magic. You want to come up and talk while I'm on here before I go? Cheryl. Okay, I'm gonna Cheryl up. The person was unable to join because of technical issues. I'm so sick of that shit. East Coast spans. Yeah, I had a homeboy named Jerry Span I went to school with. I ain't really know him that well though. I went to school with Travis Henry, um, and like he like when I see him, he's like a little brother to me or something. He always should give me a shout out. Let me see if I can let you in, Ariana. I don't know. It wouldn't let the last Cheryl. It wouldn't let Cheryl in. See if it let you in. I sent you the request. It should be. at the top of your screen to say it's adding you. Baby. What's going on,
What's good
girl?
with you, Chief? Nothing much. I just got in for real. I just was out socializing on some shit I don't even do for real.
Where you at? What city you from? Where you
I'm
staying?
in it's called Pennsgrove, New Jersey. It's in South Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Like
You
right
on the
before you
side
get
of
to
land.
Delaware. Say it again.
I said you on the side of land.
Yeah, hell
That's
yeah.
black. That's the queen of black girl
Hell,
magic right there.
hell,
All of those
yeah.
girls and Afro priestesses. Them her, them her girls right there. They don't play.
I'm screaming, Chief. It's crazy because I'll be honest, I ain't even think you still remembered me for real. From that one time we had talked.
Yeah, how
But
you forget?
heavy on that black girl magic, Chief.
I put
On some real shit though, like I really I don't know, I feel like ever since that first time we talked, like I really just tapped in and like really started getting into my own little shit. Like I don't know, I be feeling cool as hell, like, doing my stuff and like I really more than anything be learning. Like I don't be trying to claim to do nothing because I feel like the number one thing with any type of any knowledge, like if you don't really understand it, I don't feel like you should be doing that shit. So like I feel like that's my number one thing. Like I always want to learn and fully understand what I'm doing and overstand that shit. But just learn about it. I be feeling cool as hell. Like this shit is so interesting and like, it's me. Like it's really me.
yeah. Black girl magic. I treat that shit like hot sauce and put it on everything I fuck with.
What? What do I want like everything? Like what? I be wanting to do magic for everything, just for some regular shit, like just cause I can. Like that should be just. It's like, oh wow, that's really me. But Chief, I really something I really been wanting to ask about, like
Let's go.
what what do you think, or where do you think, I guess, in this system that's about to, I guess, come about, where do you see like the school systems transferring into as far as like the duels and shit go? And as far as like these kids that like are still in or like modern day school system, like the ones that ain't been homeschooled yet, where do you see that like turning into?
Well, first, when the banks close, school's gonna close shortly after, right? The,
Okay.
the new education is a different paradigm.
Yep. Yeah.
The learning centers is not going to be a school. It's going to be a learning center, and the
The
learning
school is
center
it.
can use school buildings, but it's going to be predicated upon the open air teaching method. So you're going to have elders, right, whose job it is to teach the boys at different stages according to their specialty, right? Most people don't evaluate their life skill set because if they did, they'd know exactly what their life purpose or mission is, because you got to look at all the stuff that you decided to learn and say, why did I even learn that shit when I don't do nothing with it? It was a
Mm-hmm.
program. It's a learning program to give you the tools to do something probably in an entirely different era later on, right? So when you go through all your skill set, that's the qualifications to the job that's your life purpose. Now you gotta ask yourself, why would I need to know this shit? Oh no, that makes sense. Right? Or no, that don't make sense. Let me look somewhere else. Right? So you can learn about economics and health, and then you can use economics to manage health, and you can use health to benefit economics. You know. So
Okay.
it's different levels and layers of the awakening and where you gonna fit in the new age, in the dawn of a new world. So we going into golden age energy, which is the small cycle inside of a bigger cycle of Iron Age energy. So that's platinum group metals as the prevalent factor in the frequency. When you understand the frequency of each one of the platinum group numbers, atomic weight, call letters, and you begin to do the diligence on it, it begin to translate like a tarot card what the oracle
You said
is in the message.
this is the platinum metal group, right?
Yeah, platinum group metals.
Okay.
Yeah. So iron is a soft metal, right? Gold is a soft
Mm-hmm.
metal, but
Mm-hmm.
gold is a platinum group metal, but iron is not,
Isn't.
right? Platinum, iridium, gold, silver. It's a couple more of them in there. But you also have people that won't be represented by the metals. They'll be represented by crystals, right? So you might got person who's born might be controlled or better able to manifest using the blue Merlin stone, which is an Andara stone, or you might have the person that uses the jet stone, right?
Mm.
Or the person that uses the ruby or the sapphire or the amber. But they all, it's just like people represent the groups of metal, they will also represent different crystals too. Matter of fact, what that's called your birthstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
that's the crystal that governs the frequency energy you own to amplify who you are in the world around you.
Okay, so if that's the case, then that's so crazy. But Uncle Rod, then my birthstone, I was born, or I'm a Pisces. My birthday is February 24th. So
And my
my
sister, one day
birthstone, I
after
guess, is
yours.
what?
Yeah, for
Come on
25th.
in. Come on in, that Pisces energy. But purple, to say all that to say, like purple, because my birthstone is amethyst. I feel like the color purple has always been like my favorite color my whole life. But like deeper than that, I really always felt like in tune with purple. Like I feel like in a more worldly sense, we relate that with with royalty. Like royalty wears purple. Kind of, and it's also like, in a spiritual sense associated with like a higher level of spirituality. But I don't know, like my whole life, I always like not even on no, I guess, spiritual shit. Like I've just on some regular shit, I've always just loved purple and like everything around me, like, like you said, like it's been saturated in purple. I don't know, like can you speak to that? Like what would that even mean? Like,
Purple is the royal art degree. The
and don't
royal,
you always say that be the mixture of the red house and the blue house?
yeah. So you representing two pillars, as
Damn.
one pillar is red, one
Yeah.
pillar is blue, right? And the arc between the two meets at what's called the capstone over the top of the door. The
Mm-hmm.
capstone is the final stone to commemorate the building. But the first stone laid is called the cornerstone or the keystone. If you don't know what the cornerstone or the keystone is, you will never understand the capstone of the royal arc degree because you have to master both red and blue. And now you arcing from the red pillar and the blue pillar, and it meet in the middle and it becomes the purple pillar, right? Or the middle pillar. So now, all this is training systems for the rightful heirs to wake up from the slumber to assert their
Mm-hmm.
birthright in order to overrule the fraudulent systems and restore balance back to the societies of the humans.
I should. Yeah, no, I really I don't know. I mean, when I asked that, I feel like I already knew, but I just still wanted to hear your opinion. But no, that very much so feel like what it is. just because I know you always say like the mother line and the father line, like that being the red house and the blue house. I always be feeling like I'm the oldest too out of my mom and dad kids, the oldest girl. Well, I'm the only girl, but I'm the oldest. And then, I mean, one of the first times we spoke, I told you how my mom passed away. What it would be 4 years ago now, and I don't know, just in her absence, like a lot of that shit has been shown to me. Like you had said, like I feel like as unfortunate as it was, and as fucked up as it still be having me, I feel like she did have to physically step aside in order for me to fully recognize where the fuck I need to be in life. Because I feel like I never would have asserted myself into that position if she was still here.
It's called getting out your way.
Hell yeah.
Life is a relay
Hell yeah.
race, right? Our ancestors passed us the baton so we can run into the future with it.
You know, and to Uncle Rod on some chat and shit, like, I be feeling like not feeling like I know I'm definitely like an old soul. Like I be so, what you be saying, tired of that shit. I'm at 21. I'm tired of this shit. Like it's some motherfuckers older than me. Y'all had 30, 40 years on me, and y'all just still, I don't even know. But I'm just like, you know, I definitely that like that baton race. I be like, damn, even though I'm an old soul, like sometimes these lessons I be still having to learn be fucking me up, because it's like, damn. Like I think you had said that in one of the tapes you had recently did. Like you won't have like people come into your, like, you know, sphere, and it's a baton race to them. You had said that you was like, you know, they just there to help you with something, and then they pass you off to the next person,
Yeah,
and then you
so
know,
in the game, right, in our book of life, we have what's called walk-in characters. They only came in that one page of the book or that one chapter, and then they gone forever. But then you have what's called repeating characters. They might come every other chapter, every second chapter, every fourth chapter, but they keep popping up in this storyline. That's your book of life, right? And the more they pop up, you then after a while you can see the role they playing in your life clearer. Some people just came to teach you how to be a good friend, and some people came to teach you how to be the worst asshole anybody ever seen. You're gonna get both lessons
yeah,
because you work in between severity, the harsh lesson, and mercy, the benevolent lessons, the lessons that you learn by observation as opposed to the ones